We're back with Fox News national security analyst KT McFarland. You know, KT, we're talking about the 750 no-go zones in France. Could that happen here? Has it happened here? Will it happen here? Because you got the NYPD dropping its monitoring of mosques, as well as, you know, Sharia law. Reports of that having in several communities. Oklahoma had a law against it that was struck down.
Yeah, and this is the worry, Eric. It's not here yet, but it's on its way here. And the whole notion of political correctness, we don't want to offend anybody's feelings. We want to encourage multiculturalism. We now have the example of Europe. That's failed. And now what we have in its place is radical jihad. That's why it's so important in the United States that we call it what it is. Don't let it take root here. Don't think that you're doing anybody any favors by letting them not assimilate. We want Americans to assimilate of all types, because why? Americans, and we have already seen this, will leave their communities, they will travel to the Middle East, they will train, they will fight, and then with the goal of potentially coming back to the United States to launch attacks.
And KT, as you know, today the president of Egypt vocally condemning radical extremists, yet here in the U.S., our leaders are seeming to have problems with semantics. I want you to touch on that for me, and also the fact that President Obama or no major leader of the U.S. was present there in Paris today. You had the French ambassador there. Talk to me about that.
It was stunning. Arthel, it was just stunning to me to see the major world leaders are there, arm in arm, speaking out. The Prime Minister of France saying we're at war with radical Islam, and yet the President doesn't send a senior official, he doesn't send the Secretary of State, he doesn't send the Vice President, he himself doesn't go. It's as if we're either afraid of it or we don't want to call it what it is. And on the other hand, you have a real profile in courage. The Egyptian president, leader of the largest Middle East Arab country, the largest Muslim population, he went to the equivalent of their Vatican, and he said to their senior political and religious leaders, he said, you've got to reform. It's policies that you've had for a generation which have fostered this radical jihad. It is up to you to change the ideology. That's a real profile in courage, not a president who says, well, this is senseless violence. It's calling it what it is and hoping that there will be reform.
KT McFarland, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks, KT.
Thank you,
Thanks,
KT.
Raquel.